What's up and what's happening, peeps, and welcome to another episode of UJtv. I go by the name of Busi, but you can call me Busi because you know we're cool like that. And as usual, you know we never disappoint. We've got a jam-packed show for you today. We've got an app developer by the name of Brent who's coming in to tell us exactly what augmented reality is all about. We'll also be taking a look at the teaser of the exhibition that will be taking place and done by the final year BTech students. That's going down at the FADA gallery, but we'll tell you more about it later. And we'll also be giving you a few study tips and some things that you can do to take your mind off the books. For now though, let's kickstart with the Soweto Marathon. It didn't happen last year though because of a lack of funds. You know, it's kind of tough, but on the bright side, it is back this year. So let's see what went down with this, that, and the other.
On Sunday the 2nd of November, 21,000 runners began their respective 10, 21 and 42 kilometer races to celebrate the return of the Soweto Marathon. The race was different from previous years and was run clockwise through the historic heart of Soweto. The weather was overcast, making for ideal running conditions. The Soweto Marathon is the most spectator-supported race in the country, and the residents did not disappoint. They came out in full support of the runners.
I'm from Augmented in the South Coast, Durban. Our race was fantastic. I wish a lot of people can join this race. It's a very interesting race.
Just keep it active every now and then, you know? Do more of these, don't just do once in a while, you know?
I believe you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Yeah.
You can do it.
And run your own race, don't compete with anyone else.
Yeah. You see, like I
thank you so much
ran my own race.
The marshalling was so superb. It was well organized. So maybe next day people will be more. They'll come in numbers more and more every year.
I enjoyed the race. It had a very nice vibe with everyone encouraging you. So I think that's what got me going and got me to finish.
They were amazing. Out in crowds, saying hello to everyone. We really had a great race.
Joy running, we meet different people from different countries. I was so happy.
Started off with a nice rhythm and carried on with that rhythm. And it carried me through the hills and so on, but it was a good run. I'm happy with this run today. I mean, there's a 10K, the premier was in the 10K. So many people did the 10K, so many people did the 21Ks. And of course, the real champions, you know, in the 42K, that's fine for them. But, you know, if you're looking after health and you're thinking about remaining fit and so on, fit all the time, this is it, you know, this is the race that you can do.
Anybody can run, just have to put their shoes on and get out there and start running. Small steps will get you there further and further. I'll definitely do this Soweto Marathon again. It was absolutely awesome and I'll definitely be there next year.
A big congratulations to Sintayehu Yinesu, who won the men's race by just over 2 hours, and Meseret Biru, who won the women's race by just over 2.5 hours. Congratulations, and it's very cool because both athletes are actually from Ethiopia. Let's switch things up a little bit though, and let's see what Brent Robertson has for us today. He'll be telling us about augmented reality. What is it, Brent?
Hi, so augmented reality is something that's really quite difficult to explain. It's easier to show, but in essence what augmented reality is it's like a 3D graphical overlay that gets superimposed over a camera or a video feed. So you can see graphical elements that seem to sit in situ in your environment.
Okay, and why would people want to do that? Why use the technology?
The biggest reason is for the wow factor. It's something that's still now in South Africa. It's so new as a technology.
Yeah.
It's just mind-blowing to have something come out of your environment and be with you in situ.
Cool. Can you show us? Can you show us
For
something?
sure. So here's one of the apps that I've developed. or Qualcomm, called for the Snapdragon processor.
So this is what it does. It takes images, animations.
That's it, yeah. So basically there's a marker that you see on the table.
Okay.
And that triggers this augmented reality, this 3D graphic to fly out of the page. It's also interactive, so you can touch these little orbs. So you'll see it will tell you about the processor in this instance.
So why would companies want this?
So it's like I say, the biggest thing is for wow factor. People want to get, big companies want to get that viral spread across.
Okay.
So this would be a very good way to get people to pass on to friends and family.
And are there any companies that have used this technology?
There are plenty of companies that have used this so far. In South Africa, not so much. More the bigger brands, Nike, Adidas, etc.
And what have they done? Can you give us an example?
Sure, off the top of my head right now.
Well, I know that you were telling me something about Maynard's and they had a competition running.
Well, yes. So something South African is I've done an app for Manhattan Land. And essentially it was about returning the characters to Manhattan Land. And the way to do that is by scanning packets of sweets. Each packet of sweets has its own unique character associated. And when you scan them, those characters get released back into Manhattan Land.
Wow, that's good. But I mean, does this only work with a marker, or is there any way that you could just do it and use a phone?
Well, basically there's marker-based augmented reality, then there's also markerless augmented reality, whereby you could, for example, just hold the device, look up, down, left and right, which does not require a marker.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very, very much, Robert. I mean, excuse me. Thank you very much, Brains, for having us. I mean, this was very, very cool and groundbreaking.
Great, it's been great being here. Thanks for having me.
Cool. For now, let's see what you can expect at the final year BTech students cultural arts exhibition. If you will be unable to make it to the exhibition, don't worry. You can just watch next week's episode of UJtv and we'll be giving you the lowdown of exactly what went down. Thobeka's here though, and okay, well, she's not here. Let me not lie to you, okay? She's actually writing exams, so we actually have a pre-recorded insert of exactly what was cooking in the kitchen. Let's see what Thobeka has for us.
Hello guys and welcome. Today we're going to be making such an easy recipe, and it's going to be our 4 ingredient trifle. Now I'm just going to go through our ingredients quickly. Here we have our peaches, we have our Cadbury chocolate mint, our Tinkies, you can even use banana bread if you prefer, and we have our instant ultramel custard. This is a super easy recipe, and now we're just going to go through what we're going to do quickly. Now I'm just going to slice these before I add them into my martini glass, and as I said before, you can use banana bread if you prefer. Now we're just going to layer our glass and then add our peaches. You can put 2 or more than 2 if you prefer, and then chop our chocolate. You can also use milk chocolate, white chocolate, whichever chocolate you prefer. I just like this one because it's much nicer. Layer that on top and then top it up with our custard. And then we're gonna garnish it with a little bit more chocolate and a mint leaf. And guys, it's as easy as that. I hope you enjoy it and you like it.
Thank you so much for that, Thobeka. You know, it's exam time though. I don't think it's too healthy to be eating trifles and stuff, but we can't help it. They're just too delicious. Talking about exams though, some study tips. You know, I know for me, study tips do help and some don't. So take what you can, take what helps, and the others you can dismiss. Firstly, the study space. You have to make sure that your environment is good and the lighting is actually great. This helps with concentration, you know, so it's very, very cool to have your space all to yourself. Another one that never ever gets old is doing past papers. You know, this gives you an idea of the questions that they ask, and also it gives you an idea of how to pace yourself when you're doing that exam. So past papers never ever get old. Diagrams. I'm that person who just always underestimated the use of flowcharts and diagrams because I was just like, what am I going to do with this stuff? You know, until I actually had to revise, you know, and that's when it actually came into actual use, you know, so never ever underestimate flowcharts and diagrams. Study groups. This is an old thing, you know. I know my mom also used to do study groups and stuff, but we're the new generation. Study groups with your friends can be a bad thing, but study groups with your classmates and some people in your class who are not too much of your friends because you just might lose focus, those are always great. You know, 2 brains are always better than 1. And lastly, study breaks. Always have frequent study breaks, you know, especially while you're studying. 50 to 60 minutes as you're studying, you know, just this helps you regain that focus that you need, you know. So hey, remember to take a break. But on the subject of breaks, you know, I know that we all need a little bit of a break from this exam time and whatever, you know. So be sure to check out an award-winning stage production called Warhorse. This is showing at the theatre in Monte Cassino. And the puppets were actually made by South Africans. So hey, support some South Africans, man. This is on until the 30th of November. And if that's not your vibe, be sure to pop in at the Pop Market in Jozi. This is happening in Braamfontein. Hey, this is where pop exhibitors actually show the society what they have to showcase, and of course people can buy whatever they wish to buy. So be sure to be there. This is happening between the 8th and the 9th of November. Tickets are 100 Rand after 6:30. So be sure to get there before 6:30 because I know I don't want to pay $100. But hey man, unfortunately, it is that time of the show where we have to love and leave you. This is UJtv. Be sure to tell us how your exams are going, man. We're actually quite interested because this time is just crazy. All right, at UJ Television on Twitter and UJtv on Facebook. My name is Busi, and I'm Ari.